What is happening, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live, talking about the huge card for Saturday, UFC 261 Breakdown. So this is a huge card, 3 title fights. We have a great alignment of fighters here: Uriah Hall, Chris Weidman, Jim Crute, Anthony Smith, Lionheart. I mean, the list goes on and on for this card. It's a hell of a card. So I'm really liking this. I think that the main event will be killer. I think the co-main event will be, it will be interesting to see the Thug. And then Shevchenko, you can't even say enough about her. So let's start with the very first fight of the night. So, but before we begin, like always, always hit the like button for me. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what we're about to hit 300. So definitely check that out. Well, let's start with the first fight of the night: Liang versus Cardoso. So this is not a bad fight. Arena basically is at 8.6 while Nia Lang is at 7.6. This is an interesting price point of 8.6. Do you want to pay that for her? It's a close fight. It's a coin flip. So Arena, she made her debut against Hill, which we saw how that went. If you want me to bring the score up for that, let's quickly go over that. It was a loss, 3 rounds, 32 points. So she got dealt a hard fight for her very first fight in the UFC, which I don't blame her. It's Angela Hill. But she also has power, and physically wise, she is definitely there. But at 8.6, do you really want to pay that for her? In my opinion, that's tough. I want to see more out of her. I want to see the upside of her. I want to see her basically get a good run in the UFC before I pay that price tag at 8.6. Then Liang, aka the Dragon Girl, she has a ton of power as it is. So the power of the striking is going to go back and forth between the two female fighters. She has a big reach advantage, but that also scares me, which is why I don't want to pay 8.6 for Arena, because of Liang's reach advantage is killer. So, and a 4-fight win streak, the confidence is there. She can definitely pull off this win at 7.6. So I'll be careful with this fight. This fight is mainly for GPPs. So I'm not really on either girl. It's a coin flip, but I'm just going to kind of look at it and say, man, we'll see what happens. Dwight Grant versus Selleck, as I scroll through my notes. So Dwight Grant is a fighter who is super aggressive. He should be able to knock the lights out of this fighter in Seluk. So Stefan has no chance against Dwight Grant, in my opinion. He didn't look good in his UFC debut. He got exposed a ton on the ground. And in the striking, there's a lot of holes that he needs to fill. Dwight Grant, plain and simple, should go out there for a knockout. I think this is a more safer bet than Malkoun and Al Hassan last week, because that was killer too. And we saw Malkoun get the advantage over Al Hassan, but this is a different fighter with Dwight Grant. I think Dwight Grant can definitely pull this off at 9-2, in my opinion, plain and simple. So Melina versus Aora. So let's talk about this fight. So Melina, all I'm going to say is guess who's in this corner? And you'll probably know who I'm talking about, because I talk this dude up every single week when he's in the corner of fighters. So I'll give you all one more second. James Krause. James Krause is in Melina's corner, which that's what I'm loving. I'm loving when James Krause gets involved in these fights, because, I mean, that's just a huge step up for guys. So Ori, he has some good fights, though, in the flying knee. If y'all remember that flying knee, that was killer. I think both these fighters deserve a great chance in the UFC. This is a good fight, and it's going to be a super close fight, in my opinion. So I want to say Melina just because of the James Krause. I think if he can chin check, if he basically can do the striking that James Krause wants him to do, he can definitely check Aura. But if Aurora clips him, then that's it for Melina. So in my opinion, this is a very close fight. This is definitely going to be the meat and potatoes of your lineup. So I'm on either guy. If you want to go pay up the extra 200 for Aurora, I wouldn't mind it, but I think Melina pulls out this fight. So Dana versus Natividad. So this is a very awesome fight. This is the fight of the night. I think this is basically can be a knockout worthy fight of the night. Both these guys get a huge payout if they get the bonus. So in my opinion, Natividad, I think he pulls this out. I really think he has an awful chin though. That's what worries me though. If he's going to pull this out, I think he needs a clip Dana. If he just can't clip Dana, then this is Dana's fight easily. So at 8.5, I don't mind taking Dana, but if the Natividad doesn't get clipped and the gas tank of Dana gets exposed, then we need to see that and see where that goes. This is a like I said, this has fight of the night written all over it. This is a very awesome fight on both ends of the fighters. This is going to be a fight I really cannot wait to see. Allen versus Robertson. I think Allen basically should win this fight. I think Allen, with the grappling he has, can easily overcome Carl. I think that it's plain and simple. They're coming off both big losses, but I don't think Robertson stands a chance in the grappling field. I think Brendan Allen's going to expose him. I think Brendan Allen's going to throw him like a rag doll and submit him with ease. The only way Carl Roberson's going to win if he basically outstrikes him. So I don't think he will, though. I think this is Brendan Allen's fight. Give me all of Brendan Allen at 8-4, easily at 8-4. Randy Brown versus Cowboy Oliveira. This is a hell of a fight, exciting overall, which is what I wrote in my notes. Brown has a great reach advantage and is super aggressive. We need to see which Cowboy Oliveira and which Randy Brown's going to come out because that's going to be the key to this fight. Brown has good striking. The grappling's on the ground is there. But Oliveira, the problem with Cowboy is he's super inconsistent. We don't know which mentality we're going to get. Similar to this is basically, I don't know how to say it. He's Mike Perry, but Mike Perry's a Walmart version of Cowboy Oliveira, basically, in my opinion. So Cowboy can hurt him in the striking aspect if he clips him, but I think Brown is way more polished right now. I think Brown has a way more potential at 8-7. I like that a ton. Chris Weidman versus Uriah Hall. This is a great fight. Now we're on the main card. So here we go. Weidman, the veteran. He has some amazing wins throughout his career. We know that. This is Chris Weidman. Both these guys are going on the downfall of their career, though. Basically, which guy are we going to get? Hall is huge in striking. He can come striking with all formats. The spinning kicks, I mean, I don't even know what to say about the spinning kicks. The line between the two is super even. Weidman can get it done here, though. I think he can really get it done with the grappling. If he out-grapples Uriah Hall, I think this is his fight to win. And the gas tank for Uriah Hall is not there compared to Chris Weidman. So I'm definitely liking the upside of Chris Weidman here at 7-9. Rong Zhu versus Vargas. This is a great fight, in my opinion, also. We definitely need to see what happens with these two because these two are both have a ton of fights under their belt, but not in the UFC. So we need to see how this goes. This is a good fight overall. Rong has a ton of talent as a young fighter prospect. He's only 21 years old, and he already has 20 fights underneath his belt in the regional scene. That's crazy to me. Vargas, though, he has moments of upside. I think the knee that he had against Weaver was scary, which that mentality-wise, I just don't understand what he was thinking. So I think Rong should easily win this at 9-1, and this is his fight to win. Mazal versus Uzman. Why in the world is George Mazal only 6'8"? 6'8". He's had a full fighting camp under his belt. I think this is Mazal's fight to win. I know I'm probably going to be different. I think everybody's on Uzman because they've seen Uzman the killer, but I'm on Mazal. He's in a full camp. They told that straight up to Uzman. The swagger's there. I think Mazal is 100% ready for this fight. I think Mazal's the camp has prepared for Uzman time and time again. The jab is there. I mean, the grappling's there for Uzman. But then again, George Mazal. Let's talk about the striking that he has. He can outstrike anybody if he wants to. This fight is unspeakable. It's amazing. I'm playing Mazal at 6'8". Give me Mazal here easily at 6'8". He can pay off that price tag in a loss even. But I'm taking the money line on George Mazal. I'm taking the drive chicken's price at 6'8". I'm taking this to the bank. Give me all of George Mazal here. Jimmy Crute versus Anthony Lionheart Smith. I like Jim Crute here. I mean, the brute. What else can you say about him? He's a cover image for the article. Crute has striking. He's been looking so amazing with the grappling out there. He's so well-rounded. Crute can push this match and be super aggressive, which I think he out-wrestles Anthony Smith. I think Anthony Smith is going on the down low now. I mean, he has good punching, yes, in Anthony Smith, but it's not compared to Jimmy Crute. And I think the gas tank scares me for Anthony Smith. I'm all in on Jimmy Crute here. 8-9 is a great price tag for him. And you can fit him in your lineup, as you can tell with my core four, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. A thug versus Zhang Weili. How is she a thug if when Conor McGregor punched out a window and all of a sudden glass got on her and she started crying saying she couldn't fight anymore? How is that a thug move? I'm confused. That's all I'm going to say, as I'm confused. I'm on Rose here. She didn't look good in weigh-in. She didn't look good in the press conferences. You don't know what Rose we're going to get out of her. Zhang Weili, she's ready for this. I mean, I think she's a hell of a killer who wants the belt. The confidence is there. The game is there. The mentality is there. I'm all in on Zhang. Plain and simple, I'm going against the thug. I'm not even want to talk about it anymore. Andrade versus Shevchenko. all I'm going to say is it's the queen time. Give me all of Shevchenko here. This is a huge bounce back fight for Shev. I think she wins this fight with ease. I don't think Ajardishin stands a chance. She can strike with anybody in the UFC. I know that. But I think Shevchenko is just more polished already for this fight, plain and simple. So this is my core four, though, for UFC 261. Brendan Allen, Chris Weidman, Rong Zhou, and George Mazal, the King. So that breaks down this UFC 261 breakdown. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great and safe rest of your day.